I honestly can't remember the last time I played till the sun came up.
This ain't been with me, that's why.
Facts. Currently 7 a.m. I have not been to bed yet. I have been editing the vlog all night so I could get it done because I'm supposed to be leaving for Vegas in a few hours. Like I said, it's 7 in the morning, so I'm gonna try and at least get some sleep and then head out. So up all night editing, now ready to upload this thing to YouTube. I'm exhausted and hopefully I can get some sleep now, and next time I see you guys, I'll probably be in Vegas.
A few moments later.
Well, it is almost 4 p.m. I got a little bit of sleep, packed up, and now I'm on my way. Hopefully I won't get there too late. Gonna try and make as little stops as possible. And yeah, we're on the road. See you guys in Vegas. Alright, I'm about an hour and a half out from Vegas. Just stopped at my last final gas stop. This trip's gonna be more of like a fun trip. My last couple trips have been all business and a lot of vlogging and a lot of tournaments. And this time I'm going up to enjoy some company with my friends. I'm sure I'm gonna jump in some cash games and tournaments, definitely, but I'm also looking forward to eating some good food. So, alright, almost there. Vegas, I had missed you. When I got there, my friend had just bagged the $1,600 tournament at Venetian, so he was ready to eat. So we headed to one of my favorite spots at Venetian, which was Yardbird. It's a modern take on southern food, and it was absolutely delicious. We both got an old fashioned, which was incredible. And for dinner, we got the lobster mac and cheese and a sweet tea braised short rib, and it was a dream. It was so delicious, and if you haven't gone to Yardbird, check it out. I also love their appetizer, which is a fried green tomato BLT. It's one of my go-tos when I'm in a hurry and playing some poker there, so check it out. Alright, I'm running off of fumes. Time to get some sleep. So I arrived in Vegas and slept the whole day away. It is 2:40 p.m. but I'm feeling great. The Suns are playing tonight. Gonna watch them play. My goal today, I think, is just to try and play some cash and make some tournament buy-ins. So yeah, I'm gonna jump in a cash game, probably most likely at Venetian, because I have some friends playing the $1,600 buy-in tournament today. So I'll go sweat them, and yeah, just gonna grind some cash right now. So I'll see you guys at Venetian. Also, you know, I had to wear my Suns gear. Go Suns! Of course, before my first poker session, I had to eat a really solid breakfast, so naturally, I went for a slice of pizza. But hey, it filled me up, and I'm ready to go play some cash. So like I said, I wasn't planning on vlogging much at the beginning of this trip, and I also didn't make too many poker plans, but some of my friends let me know that there was a $50K guarantee, $250 buy-in at South Point. Sounds a little bit too good to pass up if you're asking me. So since my friend was still playing in the Venetian tournament, I decided to drive over to South Point and play the $50K guaranteed tournament. So I racked up my chips, and I think I profited around $80. At least we made a little bit to dig into our tournament buy-in, and we're gonna head over to South Point. I arrived at South Point and I got registered for the tournament, but unfortunately there was already an alternate list, so I had to wait quite a while. Fortunately for me, I had a few friends show up. One of them is one of my Solve4Why Academy peers. We took the Solve4Why homeschool course together. His name is Caleb, otherwise known as the Poker Odyssey. Check him out on Instagram, and he even has a few vlogs up on the Solve4Why channel. I'll put the link in the description. Also, if you're interested in taking the Solve4Why homeschool course or interested in their online study material, I promise you it'll be one of the best investments you've ever made in your poker game, so check the description for that as well. When I'm not vlogging and you still want to see all the action, make sure to follow me on Instagram at PokerfaceAsh, and there I post daily updates about my life and all things poker, so make sure to check it out. I finally got into the tournament and things started off really hot. We even knocked out a few players after flopping the nuts when we defended the big blind with 5-6 of hearts. The flop came 2-3-4 and we knocked out a guy who had pocket kings, so things were looking up. We built up a stack only to find ourselves in a really sick spot where there was a raise in middle position, the cutoff 3 bets, and I looked down at ace king offsuit and I decided to 4-bet jam, and I got called by pocket 7s and unfortunately bricked out, and it crippled my stack. I kept surviving, shoving all in, not getting double ups, but I survived to 6 away from the money where I found myself with ace queen offsuit and I ran into pocket kings, and that was all she wrote. I made a deep run, but it wasn't quite good enough because we finished just shy of the money, but now it's almost 1 a.m. and it's time to get some sleep. So in this vlog, I want to show you guys all my favorite spots in Vegas, and Musashi's Japanese Steakhouse is probably in my top 3. It is one of the funnest atmospheres you'll have at a teppanyaki table. The chefs are amazing. Seeing the fire in the show was really cool, but honestly, their yum yum sauce is one of the best sauces I've ever had. Couple that with their garlic fried rice, which is also the best garlic fried rice I've ever had. Pair that with a nice filet mignon, scallops, shrimp, and lobster, and you have yourself an amazing meal. Also, don't forget to have it with a nice cold beer. This place is unmatched in my opinion, and it's a Vegas local staple. Famous people from all over the world come to eat here, and if you're in Vegas, you gotta check this spot out.
My friend Jasmine finally got here. We're chilling at Paris at the Central Bar, I think it's called. Super fun time so far. I'm happy Jasmine finally arrived. We're gonna play some cash at the Wynn. I think we're gonna jump in the 1-3 there and see what it's like, and possibly move up to the 2-5, but we'll see how it goes, and we're just here to have a good time, relax, and play some poker. Let's do it.
Well, we ended up meeting up with another friend and having an absolute blast, so we actually stayed and had a few more drinks before heading to the Wynn. So we got a little hungry, so we decided to eat at this French restaurant at the Paris Hotel. I got the blue cheeseburger. It was delicious, and honestly, the fries were really good too. All right, now off to the Wynn. So at the beginning of this trip, I didn't want to vlog because I wanted to focus on spending time with my friend who flew all the way out here to see me and have a good time. So I apologize that I don't have a video for this hand, but this hand is too good not to share. So we decided to jump in the 1-3 at the Wynn, $500 buy-in, and in this hand we're $500 effective. Blinds are $1, $3. And this is no limit hold'em, so none of that spread limit stuff back where I'm from in Phoenix. In this hand there's an early position limp from an older gentleman. The cutoff and the hijack both limp as well. I look down at King 10 of hearts on the button, and I'm definitely gonna raise this one up, and I make it $20 to go. The big blind calls and the original limper calls, so we're going 3 ways to a flop. The flop is 5-6 king with 1 heart. The big blind leads for $10. The early position limper calls, and I call. The turn is the king of diamonds, and I am absolutely loving this. The big blind checks, the early position player checks, and of course I'm gonna bet for value, and I make it 40 to go. The big blind folds, and to my surprise, the early position limper makes it 100. When you get raised by an older gentleman who looks like he's playing pretty tight, it just doesn't feel good. I'm not gonna raise, I'm not gonna fold, so that leaves me with one option, and I put in the call. The river is the beautiful 10 of spades, so now I have the stone nuts. There's no hand that can beat me, and I know this guy has a big hand, and he doesn't know what's about to hit him. He's reaching for chips, and he bets almost half his stack. Again, I wasn't taking notes, but I think he put out a bet of $210. I am licking my chops and counting my chips already, but of course I'm gonna put my whole stack in there, and I say those magic words, all in. He shakes his head and he looks a little bit upset, but of course he calls. He flips over his hand thinking that it's gonna be good, and then I roll over the nut full house, and he was beside himself. But it was nice for the board to pair on the river in my favor for once, and this one felt good. I think it was one of the biggest pots I played on the entire trip, and I was so happy to get off to a good start. We are now up almost $800 for the trip, and it feels good. This was my first time ever playing cash at the Wynn, and honestly, I think it's my new favorite poker room in Vegas. From the chips to the chairs to the felt to the service to the dealers, everything is so well done, so props to the Wynn for having an amazing poker room. It also helped that I booked a nice Wynn, played about a 5.5-hour session, and it was one of the funnest sessions I played in a long time because there was no plexiglass, no masks, and we were actually able to communicate and have fun at the table. I even met someone who was a part of my Discord channel, and her name is June. She just moved here and is a 5'10" grinder. She's a total crusher, and if you want to join my Discord, we talk about everything from poker to life to tournaments, fitness, health, and so much more. So check the link in the description if you want to join the Discord channel. So I was in the game for $500 and I cashed out with $11.80 for a profit of $680, and what a way to start this trip off. If you've been following me on social media for the past few months, you know that my fitness journey has been something that's been really important to me lately, so we had to get in a gym session. Jasmine also has been doing CrossFit lately. It's very helpful to have friends in the poker community who also are concerned about their health and fitness, and if you want to talk about fitness with me, make sure you join my Discord, link is in the description. We share workouts and meals and encourage each other on our fitness grind. We were starving after we worked out, so we headed to Cafe Americano and we got some breakfast. It was delicious, but now we're on to have some fun, headed to Caesars to play a quick session, and after that we are going to head to one of my favorite spots in Vegas. So we arrived at Caesars and my friends Chris and Jasmine jumped in the 2-5 game. I played a very short session at the 1-3 game. I think I won like $50 or something, but I had some business to take care of off the felt, so I jumped off the table and did some work while they grinded away. A little bit later, our friend Brian came to pick us up and we were ready to head to one of my favorite spots. This is the speakeasy at the Mob Museum. When you knock on the door, you gotta tell the guy the password to get in. Once you're in, it is such a cool vibe. There's all kinds of really cool history about the Prohibition era and the things that took place in that time period. There's lots of things to look at and a lot of cool facts to read about, but who are we kidding? We're here to get some good drinks, and my goodness, the bartenders there are some of the best mixologists I've ever seen. Some of the best cocktails I've ever had were made here. Even though they have mostly just appetizers, the food is very good quality. I had the short rib sliders and my friends got the charcuterie board. It was absolutely perfect. Well, after a few drinks, my friends and I decided we wanted to go to El Cortez and play some cheap craps. We stayed there for a bit, and then we decided to go play some 1-2 at the Flamingo. I was exhausted, not feeling very well, so I actually bounced and went back to the room to get some sleep, and they stayed out until about 5 or 6 in the morning. I heard it was a good time. The next day, my friend Jasmine and I decided we hadn't had enough of the Wynn yet, so we went back to play a cash session. In this hand, there's a loose aggressive player in the hijack who raises to $8. I look down at ace queen offsuit on the button and I'm happy to raise, and I make it $25. Only he calls, so we go heads up to a flop. The flop is king 10 deuce 2 spades. Villain checks, I c-bet $15, and he folds. In this hand, there's a limp under the gun, and I'm next to act, and I look down at the beautiful Jack 10 of diamonds. I raise it up and I make it 15 to go. It folds all the way back around to the villain and he calls, so we go heads up to the flop. The flop is 8 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. Villain checks to me, and this is definitely a hand that's going to continue on this board, and I bet $15. Villain calls. I'm happy to see him call as I see the dealer peel the turn card, which is a king of diamonds. He checks to me again, and now I want to bet for value, and I make it $30 to go. He doesn't think very long before folding, so we pick up another small pot. Alright, this hand was a pretty fun one for me. So there's an early position limp, and I raise to $15 with pocket jacks. the big blind, and the limper call. So we're going 3 ways to a flop. The flop is 7, 8, 9 with 2 spades. The big blind checks, the under the gun limper checks, and I think with the jack of spades, I should be betting this board at a pretty high frequency. I do block the nuts, and I think jacks do need some type of protection on this board, but this time I went for the low frequency check. The turn is a 4 of diamonds. They both check to me again, and this time I'm definitely gonna start betting, and I make it $20 to go. And they both call. So we're going 3 ways to a river card, and the river pairs the board. It is a 7 of clubs. They both check it over to me again. I imagine if any of them had a 7x type holding that they would lead this river card, but when they check to me, I feel like I have to go for value. The 7 pairing the board is actually pretty great because I can get heroed by a 9 and maybe even an 8. So I put out a bet of $45. The big blind actually does make the call and the other player mucks. And we show the jacks and we're good, so we pick up a decent pot there.
So played a mini session here at the Wynn. Nothing to write home about, but I do have a few hands to share with you guys. Here with my friend Jasmine, just chilling. We're gonna probably find something to do later tonight. I'm not sure what. First, we're at least gonna get some food and see what's going on. I'll keep you guys posted.
After our session at Wynn, we decided to walk over to Caesars. There's this new restaurant there called Amalfi, and it's Bobby Flay's restaurant. It just opened. They were having a soft grand opening, and there was already a 3-month wait list, but somehow we had perfect timing and were able to get in at the bar. This place is definitely gonna be a go-to when I'm in Vegas from now on. I wasn't too hungry, so I just got an appetizer, fried squash blossoms, and they were so incredible. It came with an anchovy vinaigrette. Jasmine got a filet mignon, and of course we got a side of some crispy potatoes. Oh my goodness. I ate almost the entire plate, and we finish it off with a nice tiramisu for dessert. I give this place a 9 out of 10. Another thing we wanted to check off our list is go to a cigar bar, and luckily Caesars has one there, so we headed over to the Monte Cristo cigar bar. It was such a chill time. We had one of the experts there help us pick a cigar, and we sat down, had another drink, and smoked our cigars while watching some sports. It was heavenly. Well, what more can you ask for in Vegas? An amazing meal, a cigar bar, dessert, drinks. I am one happy camper. So far, this has been an incredible vacation, and I'm so happy that you guys are on the journey with me. So since the Caesars poker room was right next door, it seemed very fitting that we just jump in a cash game. So we jumped in some 1-3 at Caesars, max buy-in 300, and I did not vlog this session because honestly guys, it was one of those times where you just wanted to be present and in the moment. I think it's one of the funnest tables I ever played at. When I walked in, I saw the table look up and they started talking about me, and I didn't know what they were saying, but it turns out a few of them recognized me from the vlogs. It was such an amazing experience to get to play with people who support and love the vlog. It was one of the most lively and fun sessions I've had in a long time. We also had some awesome conversation at the table. A lot of laughs were shared, and it's a session I won't forget. I think I even left up a little bit of money. Alright, now it's getting really late and it is time to get some sleep.
Alright, it is 5 in the morning. We're somehow still up playing poker because
demon time.
Yeah, that's just,
we're on demon time.
That's what we do, you know?
That's what we do.
Demon time. I honestly can't remember the last time I played till the sun came up.
Because you ain't been with me, that's why.
Facts.
Sadly, it was our last full day in Vegas and we decided to go to the pool for a bit and then get ready to go to dinner because we had plans with my good friend Lily and Jamin. What's a Vegas vlog without Jamin Burton in it anyway? We ate at this incredible place called La Strega. We had some awesome drinks, and for dinner I got the lamb chops over this lemon pasta. It was incredible. Honestly, I haven't had a bad meal in Summerlin yet. If you want to check out my previous vlogs, vlog number 7, we also ate in Summerlin and it was delicious. So we finished up our meal, said goodbye to our friends, and decided to play one last cash session at Caesars. And this time, guys, I do have hand histories for you. In this hand, we're about $350 effective. The crazy unpredictable player limps under the gun. I look down at ace-king offsuit in the cutoff and I make it $15 to go. The button, who is next to Acton, is a fairly loose passive player. He calls, and the big blind, who might be a reg, he 3-bets to $60. If I'm suited, I probably 4-bet get it in, but here I have the offsuit variety of ace-king and I decide to flat. We go heads up to a flop. The flop is ace of clubs, jack of spades, 8 of diamonds. And he leads for a pretty interesting size. He bets $75. I'm certainly not folding, and I don't really see a point in raising because I get all worse hands to fold, so I decide to call. The turn is the 10 of diamonds. He checks, and I think in this type of player pool, most times players don't have a protected checking range, and stacks are slightly awkward. The 10 of diamonds does bring some interesting possibilities, so I think my options here are to check or go all in. I did talk to my poker coach about this hand. He's one of the best coaches and players in the world, and he said he prefers a check in this spot, but he said a jam is not terrible. I do decide to jam because I think I can get called by worse here, and any of his hands that pick up equity on this turn card, I want to deny that, so I shove, and he does think for a bit and then folds. In hindsight, I think a check on the turn is better, but nevertheless, we still take down a decent sized pot. In this hand, I'm under the gun 1 and I look down at pocket tens. I raise it up to $12. The cutoff calls and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is 10-8 deuce rainbow. In reality, on this board and my range being under the gun 1, I should either be checking here or betting about 67 to 70% pot, but instead I make a mistake and I go for the bet of $7. My opponent raises me to 25, which of course I love it because right now I'm holding the best possible hand. I call. But in hindsight, a check raise here would have been really cool. The turn is the 9 of spades and I check it over to him and he checks back. The river is a disaster. It's the jack of clubs. It's a pretty terrible card, and now my hand has downgraded all the way down to a bluff catcher, but it's not a bad bluff catcher. So I check and he bets $30 and I call pretty quickly because I'm not going to fold for that price, and he showed jack 6 of hearts. He definitely was just putting a move on, and I went over and studied this hand later. I definitely think I should be checking that flop or betting a bit bigger. I let a lot of hands in for too good of a price, and I think that was definitely a mistake, but that's the beautiful thing about poker is we're always learning, growing, and in poker there's so many possibilities, so it's impossible to play every hand perfectly, but that's what makes this game so amazing. Session, I'm having a blast and I just picked up a lot of speed and I am running hot. Folds to me in the cutoff and I raise to $12 with pocket sevens. The small blind and the big blind call, so we're going 3 ways to a flop. The flop is ace 8-3 rainbow, and I don't know if I was distracted or what, but it checked all the way around and I guess I checked too. Usually I'm c-betting this board at a very high frequency, but have no fear because the turn is the 7 of spades, so just like that we make a set. The small blind leads for 16 that I'm happy about, and then I'm ecstatic to see the big blind also call, and I decide to raise to 55. The small blind folded, and the big blind calls, so we're going heads up to a river card. The river is the 5 of clubs, he checks, and I decide to put out a bet of $80. He thinks for quite a while, he even counts out the full 80 and I'm just praying he'll put it in there. I see he really wants to do it. After all that thinking, he does decide on a fold, so good on him for making a good fold, but we still scoop a decent pot and we are still running hot here. In this hand, I look down at the beautiful ace queen of clubs under the gun. I raise it up to $12. Next to Ak, who's been fairly loose, he decides he's had enough and he shoves all in for $97. It folds all the way back around to me, and for around 30 big blinds, I just don't think I can find a fold here. I can still be up against jacks, 10s, maybe even a hand like 9s, who knows. Either way, I'm suited and almost at the top of my range, so we're gonna call and see all 5 cards. The flop is 6, 7, 8 and it doesn't look good for us. The turn does bring a sweat though. We turn the nut flush draw, but the river is a 10 and it's a total brick, and we send $97 over to the nice gentleman to our left. In this hand, the same guy to my left that I just gave the double up to, he raises under the gun to $10. It folds all the way around to me in the big blind, and I have 5, 6 of spades and I'm happy to defend this one, so we're going heads up to a flop. The flop looks decent. It's king, queen, 8 with 2 spades. I check it over to him, he bets 15, and I decide to flat. The turn is an offsuit 9. I check again and he bets 10. I'm not gonna fold for this price, so I make the call. The river is a brick, it's another queen, and I know with my 6 high, I'm not gonna win this hand, so I can either check and give up or bet and hope that he finds a fold. So I decide to bet $35. He thought for a long while, was talking through the hands that I could have in his head, and I'm just praying, please fold, please fold, please fold. He even tried talking to me throughout the hand to see if he can get a read, but he finally did decide on a call. He sticks the chips in, and I proudly flip over my 5, 6 of spades, and he heroed with king jack offsuit. So I think I would need to bet a lot bigger to get him to fold that hand, but hey, we gave it a shot. Well, after losing a few pots back to back and realizing how tired I was, I decided to head to the cashier and cash out. So we were in the game for $300 and we cashed out with $782 for a profit of $482. Not a bad way to end this trip.
I just wrapped up my last cash session here in Vegas on this trip. This was one of the absolute most fun trips I've ever had in Vegas with my friend, my girl, my homie, LadyNoMuck. Make sure to check her out on Instagram and on Twitch. If you like watching Twitch streamers who stream games like Warzone and those, check her out. She's awesome. For the most part, I did pretty well in cash. I think I had 1 losing session, 3 winning sessions, so it's pretty good. I'll post the totals on here because I know you guys like to see that. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. I am blown away by the support that I've had on the channel, and I am so happy to announce we made it to 10K subs. 10K subs in only 9 vlogs, and now this 10th vlog. I am so ecstatic, and more importantly, I am really looking forward to the future, so thank you all for joining me. And if you haven't already, make sure you go all in and like, comment, and subscribe. It'll mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed vlog number 10. 10K subs, vlog number 10. Number 10 is pretty great today. I'll see you guys for vlog number 11, and remember, it's only up from here.
Well, that's gonna do it for vlog number 10. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you do me a huge favor and go all in and like, comment, and subscribe? It would mean the world to me. If you're wondering what's next, I'm gonna be in Vegas June 24th through 29th for a couple tournaments. One of them is gonna be a $500 ladies championship event put on by the Lips organization, and I'm proud to announce I just became a WPA, Women's Poker Association advocate, so I'm really excited to get out there and represent all the ladies in poker. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That'll probably be the next upcoming vlog. And make sure to follow me on Instagram for daily stories and live updates when I'm playing cash in tournaments. You won't want to miss it. So make sure you follow me at PokerfaceAsh. We're just getting started on this journey, and remember, it's only up from here. See you guys next time.